Doesn't Trump's second term serve as a counter argument to that theory? Is no, it's wrong. Trump's second term actually perfectly identifies the problem that I'm presenting. The Democrats refuse to identify what the issues are and offer real solutions to those problems. Okay? And then the Republicans come in and they at least recognize the resentment that people have, and they fucking campaign year round on other shit that people are annoyed by, other shit that people find to be weird. They create hysterics around things that aren't even happening. And then the Republicans, the Democrats have no solution to that. So they just basically play catch up over and over and over again. And they lose. And then in the process of losing the argument that the Republicans crafted, they fucking turn around and do what? They capitulate. They basically say, you know what? The Republicans were right. It is trans people. We were being too crazy about this trans stuff. Ain't nobody gives a fuck about the trans shit, man. If one party was offering healthcare for all and the other party was like, no, the working poor should be melted for biomatter, no one would be talking about trans people. Okay? You would look at a person that's talking about trans issues and go, who gives a fuck? What are you saying? The easiest counter to this is one that I use all the time. Like when I went on Theo Vaughn and I said, it's not a trans person that's your landlord. It's not a Guatemalan person that's your boss that's like refusing to give you better wages. Okay? That's not it. These are only issues for you if you got all this other shit solved. If all these other problems that you're experiencing are no longer a problem, then you can fucking focus on that. It's that simple. Very frustrating.
I think that's something that Democrats just don't get. It's certainly not mainstream moderate Democrats that can win national elections.
Yeah, let's take the lessons that Democrats should learn, but let's also not go for a head fake. Here's the lessons. Number one, vertical videos. Buying the old game of buying.
Oh, God. Fire every single one of these people. They're so stupid.
Tonnage on network, on local news is over. This guy won because not only is he authentic, but because he understands the media. It is about TikTok, and he understands how to do it and do it well. But the one message for Democrats I want to make sure that they don't get caught up in, there's a difference between somebody who won because they are a media sensation versus, oh, now the answer is we go hard left, we go super progressive. What wins in general elections, and if you look at Ruben Gallego and you look at Elizabeth Slotkin, you look at Mikey Sherrill coming up, Abigail Spanberger, in those states that need to be won, if the Democrats go super hard left, they're never going to win another election. I feel very strongly about this. So learn about the media story here. Learn about authenticity of a candidate. Don't necessarily say, oh, this means we go crazy progressive hard left. Dangerous, dangerous path for Democrats.
Ay, ay, ay. They just keep reiterating. These are people that are way, way, way more involved in their own careers. Okay? They care about their own personal agenda and their own personal fucking careers and advancing their own personal worldview than giving real solutions to the Democrats. Okay? This is so fucking stupid. Oh, there's real mobilization around Spanberger. Elisa Slotkin, she's a real up-and-comer in the Democrats. Like, no one thinks that. No one cares. People at best vote defensively for whoever the D is on those races, okay? God damn, these people suck so much.
Mamdani, one thing, and I've never done this on the show, I'd like to invite him on my podcast. As I talk, there's 1 million terrified Jews right now because he will not stand down on the terms glorify.
Shut the fuck up. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like, how can someone be wrong on everything? How can someone be so pathetically wrong on everything? How much more wrong can they get? How much more annoying and wrong can these motherfuckers get until the Democrats are like, hey, man, maybe we shouldn't like these guys are just wrong, it seems. Like, we just keep getting our shit pushed in by the dumbest Republicans on the fucking planet. It makes me so mad. You'd be surprised. Yeah.
I mean, globalize the intifada. Jews are worried. We're worried we're going to go back to those violent protests. There's 1 million Jews in New York. You're representing the entire city. Please, as a Jewish media person, I would love to talk to you in a very frank, open discussion about it. There are a lot of worried Jews right now. When we're talking about Mamdani, one thing I've never...
Violent protests. What violence? Yeah, this is the type of shit that they're busy with. Hakeem Jeffries, Mamdani must reassure Jewish community that he's going to stand up for their safety and security. I'm fucking losing my mind. These guys have already lost the argument. They've already lost the argument, but they're just still repeating it over and over again. And every time they repeat it, it just gets more annoying, okay? Nobody cares. Please stop. He has already fucking addressed this 1 million times, dude. What do you want him to do? Just only run a campaign on talking about Jewish safety? Like, it's not just Jewish people that live in New York, you know what I mean? And it's not even Jewish people that we're actually talking about. It's people who are pro-Israel, frankly. That's it. That's it. You're not going to be able to bully this dude after a fucking resounding success into capitulating to a pro-Israel position. And if he does, he will fucking lose. If he does, he'll lose. That's the other thing. God damn, dude. Fuck. I've said this already. Here's free ball for the Democratic consultants that fucking sit around and listen to what I have to say. Okay? An anti-Israel position is the easiest way to communicate your earnesty, to communicate that you're anti-establishment. It's that simple. This is the Democratic majority's position, okay? If you communicate this at a time when the entirety of the media is pro-Israel unconditionally, and the entirety of the Democratic and the Republican party's politicians are pro-Israel unconditionally, and you say, nah, dog, fuck that. I'm not doing that. What they're doing is wrong, and I'm not on board with that. I want equal rights for everybody. It's it. That's it. That is the easiest way to immediately bring people onto your side. It is the easiest way to get people that actually do pay attention to that stuff to care about it. Most people don't even care about it, to be fair. Okay? Most people are like, why the fuck do I care about Israel? What is going on here? Who gives a shit? Why should I care about Israel? It's like, stop, enough with this Israel spam. I don't give a shit. Stop. It's so fucking annoying. But the ones that do care recognize how fucking bad the situation is. And even the ones that don't care recognize that every single person in the media, every single person in politics is presenting a pro-Israel position, regardless of what the population feels. So the easiest way to present yourself, even if you don't care, even if you love Israel, okay, just lie and say you fucking hate Israel to win a goddamn race, to at least show how much of an anti-establishment figure you are at a time when people are looking for that, okay? It is the easiest way to communicate earnesty.
The Democratic Party does not like him because he represents a part of the party that the Democratic establishment does not like, which is the Democratic Socialists, which is where the fucking party is.
I disagree with this, all of it. Really? Really? Oh, fuck Andrew Schultz and fuck Epstein. Okay. I don't know why you are saying you disagree with everything that I just said, but
they just won't acknowledge it. Like, the Democratic Party is the Democratic Socialist Party. Whether you like it or not, that's what the base wants. That's what the people are into. And the old establishment is not what they're into.
Honestly, that's what America wants. And you know why I'm going to tell you the link.
bro, look at this. Look at this. Look at this conversation that's taking place. And people were trying to tell me that Zoran Mamdani's victory would not change discourse dramatically. Okay, that's so
It was
funny.
that he was using, and we had this conversation on Breakfast Club, because I'm like, yo, Democrats, y'all can come up with names for everything, right?
Yeah.
Pregnant people, all that, like, right?
Yeah.
But you can't come up with a better term for socialism. So when he uses the term affordability, and he just talks about how things aren't affordable, that resonates with everybody.
Our campaign is one that sees this city under attack in two ways. An affordability crisis on the inside. We're the most expensive city in the United States of America. 1 in 4 New Yorkers are living in poverty. The rest are living in a permanent state of anxiety about whether they can keep affording this city. And then we're under attack from the outside from a Trump administration that is hell-bent on going after not only New Yorkers, but frankly, democratic cities across the country, like we're seeing in Los Angeles right now.
That's what people want to hear.
The message
New
is-
York's too fucking expensive.
The message is resonating. Here's the thing, and this is the thing. Poor people did not vote for him, okay? Poor, uneducated people did not vote for him because poor, uneducated people, unfortunately, do not have the same entitlement to their dreams than middle class and rich people do. If you're like middle class, upper middle class, and rich, you're like, I deserve to be super rich and have everything work out, and like I'm entitled to that. Poor people a lot of times come from generations of poverty and they don't see that upper mobility. It's sad, it's tragic.
But wouldn't affordability resonate with those poor people though? Like when they hear that, when they hear somebody simply say, "Hey, shit is too expensive."
Yeah, but they didn't vote for him. So to me, the message that's really connecting are these people who feel entitled to a better life because they did everything that they were supposed to do, i.e. go to college. They got a meaningless degree. They have $200,000 worth of debt that they cannot get out of. And they're like, okay, I need the government to help me, which is understandable. The problem is the solutions that Zoran has, many of them, I'm not saying all of them, but many of them, he either cannot execute or they actually won't work to help the people. And that is, there is like data to.
Poor people didn't vote for Zoran shit is just like a misunderstanding, a misreading of how, a misreading of the data in and of itself. Okay. Also, again, it doesn't matter. These people don't give a fuck. I mean, Andrew Schultz is just like repeating talking points that he's heard somewhere else, okay? But the people that present this as an argument, as a serious argument, are not sincere about it, okay? The analysts that say, oh, the poor people don't want to vote for Zoran. The data guys that say that are saying that in a cynical way, okay? They don't give a shit. There are a multitude of reasons for why some of the poorest voters did not vote for Zoran. Okay, one of the major reasons is that they are going in for name recognition candidates, and a lot of them did not actually see any positive messages about Zoran, considering that the television ad spend was entirely anti-Zoran Mamdani. Okay. That's it. There's also the reality that under $100,000, which is what Zoran won as a voting block, with the exception of people who made like less than 35 grand, some of which who have report that kind of income are already retired as well. So then all of a sudden you're not thinking of like the guy who works at McDonald's, but you're actually thinking about someone's grandfather whose like yearly income is that low because they're fucking old and they're just on Social Security. People basically, a huge reason too is Cuomo's legacy on the Housing Commission. So they just know that from the days old. They don't keep up with anything, but that has directly affected